Back here in Lisle, Illinois. Once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. Going to game 2 of our doubleheader here. CUC 3-0 winners in game 1, winning their 24th straight ball game. Now 24-1 overall. UW-Lacrosse is now 15-10 overall. It'll be Cade Lautenschlager on the mound for CUC here in game 2. Lautenschlager has a 2.63 ERA this season, a 3-0 record, making his 7th appearance. Has worked 13 2/3 innings. It will be the center fielder, Zach Carney, to lead off for the Eagles, and he takes a big rip at a miss at a fastball, and it's 0-1. First pitch at 6:48 here of game 2. Wind howling out to right here in Lisle. The 0-1 pitch, fastball off the outside corner. Setting up your defense for CUC, it's the same, nearly the same defensive alignment. Brandon, Tyrell, and Fouth from left to right. Van Duzer, Mercado, Benavides, and Mariotti from third to first. Abe Paz behind the dish as a 1-1 breaking ball misses. Now 2-1. Carney went 0 for 4 in game 1 of our doubleheader. Did strike out once. The 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed, makes it 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Kick and the pitch. Called strike. No. Abe Paz thought it was strike 3, and that one misses. Count runs full at 3-2. He fooled everybody. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Carney. Kick and the 3-2 pitch. Well outside for ball 4, and the leadoff man is aboard for the Eagles here in the first.
Batting second, the shortstop, number 19, Nate Hiley.
Batter now will be the shortstop, Nate Hiley. Hiley went 0 for 3 in game 1 with a strikeout and 2 groundouts. First pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to count. Carney the runner on first. Kick the 0-1 pitch. Bunt shown and pulled back as the pitch misses outside. Count now 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Lautenschlager gets his sign from Abe Paz. The right-hander kicks and deals, and it's swung on and fouled off on a breaking pitch. Now 1-2. Carney was off on the pitch. 1-2 the count, though. Nobody out. Top of the first of game 2. It's cooled off considerably here in Lisle with the wind howling out to right. CUC actually gets lucky that they're in a third base dugout to be protected from the wind. 1-2 the count here. The pitch. Swung and fouled back, and we'll do it again at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Kick and the pitch. Spoiled foul on another fastball, and we'll do it again at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. See if Lacrosse wants to get Carney in motion over at first. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good block there by Paz behind the dish. Count now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count. Kick and the 2-2 pitch. in the dirt, blocked by Paz, and the count runs full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, and Paz wants to go have a word with Laudenschlager. Paz is done having his word with Laudenschlager. 3-2 the count, runner on first with nobody away. Laudenschlager gets his sign from Paz, now readies. Kicks the 3-2, runner goes. Ground ball will be to third. Van Duzer's only play will be across the diamond to first for out number 1. One out in the inning. Now it'll bring up Brennan Schmidt, the third baseman.
Batting third, the third baseman, number 16, Brennan Schmidt.
One out in the inning. Carney in scoring position. Kick and the 0-0 pitch. Fastball off the outside corner. Misses for ball 1. Schmidt went 0 for 4 in game 1 with a fly out and 3 groundouts. On the season, Schmidt with runners in scoring position is hitting .366, 15 for 41. 1-0 pitch. It is grounded first through the right side for a hit. Runner will come around to score easily, and the Eagles strike first in the top of the first here in game 2. One nothing Eagles here in the top of the first. Batter will now be the designated hitter, number 10. It'll be Youngquist, the batter now. Carson Youngquist, the batter here. 1 run in the inning thus far for Lacrosse on 1 hit. First pitch, breaking ball, misses down and away for ball 1. Lacrosse had just 4 hits in game 1. So they got shut out. Kick in the 1-0, runner goes, and it's Swan and fouled off as the hit and run was on. Count now 1-1. The shutout for CUC in Game 1 gave Lacrosse their 3rd loss of being shut out this season. They were shut out by conference rival Benedictine 1-0 down in Florida back on March 18th. As that one misses, now 2-1 the count. Youngquist went 1 for 3 in game 1 with a single and a hit by pitch. The pitch, breaking ball, popped foul straight back, and this one will reach the seats and out of play. Count now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the first. Under the lights here, a doubleheader that was originally scheduled to be played in River Forest got moved to Lisle because of the rain earlier today, as the 2-2 breaking ball misses outside, and the count runs full at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes to count to Youngquist. Laudenschlager wants to take a quick look over at the runner at first. Laudenschlager could use a ground ball here. The 3-2 pitch. Runner goes, and it's fouled straight back off the netting. Count remains full at 3-2. Lacrosse has had some good cuts at Laudenschlager pitches. They've been elevated in the zone. thus far in the first inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count once again. Kick and the 3-2 pitch is fouled off the nub of the bat by Youngquist. Count remains full. Three balls, 2 strikes. Laudenschlager last season had a 1-0 record for CUC. The 3-2 pitch again. Swan and hit well into left center and deep. This one back at the track, and it is gone. Off the light pole in left center. Lacrosse makes it 3-0 here in the top of the first. After getting shut out in Game 1, Lacrosse comes in swinging here early in Game 2, and it's 3-0. See if that gets action in the Cougar bullpen. 3-0 Eagles.
Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 34, Brady Stolzman.
Batter now will be Brady Stolzman, the first baseman. 0-0 breaking ball is in there for a called strike. And it's 0-1. Three runs on 2 hits in the inning thus far for the Eagles. 0-1 fastball is chopped foul. Count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count on Stolzman. The pitch. Swung on and missed. He got him with a fastball for the second out of the inning. With 2 outs now, that will bring up the left fielder, number 21, Shane Coker. Coker, a junior from Athens, Wisconsin. 2 outs in the inning. First pitch swinging, it's fouled off, 0-1. Coker went 0 for 2 in Game 1, grounded out to second twice, and was walked. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt and blocked by Paz. Now 1-1. CUC, a team that has not played from behind much this season. They are 4-1 on the season when opponents score first. As the pitch misses, now 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike to count, 2 outs in the top of the first. There is action down in the Cougar bullpen. The 2-1. Swan and foul straight back, now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Laudenschlager trying to get through the first half. Kick and the 2-2. Breaking ball just misses inside, and the count runs full at 3-2. Right-hander Zach Lidke getting loose in the Cougar bullpen as the 3-2 pitch is lifted into shallow left center. Going back is Mercado, who will make the catch, and that will do it for the Eagles in the top of the first. In the inning, 3 runs on 2 hits, nobody left. We're through a half inning. Lacrosse 3, Cougars coming to bat. Back here in Lisle, once again, I'm CJ Sutter. Glad you could join us here. Cougars coming up to bat, trailing 3-0 here as we play on into the bottom of first of game 2 of our doubleheader. It'll be Connor Cook on the hill for UW-Lacrosse. The junior right-hander is from Roselle, Illinois. Went to Lake Park High School. He has a 3-1 record on the season, a 3.48 ERA, making his 6th start. First pitch to Jose Mercado is grounded to second base. Playable, and the throw is over in time for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. Cook has worked 31 innings, allowed 29 hits, 12 earned runs, 7 walks, and 40 strikeouts.
Second baseman, number 20, Braden Benavides.
With 1 out now, that'll bring up Braden Benavides, the Cougars' second baseman. Benavides went 0 for 4 in game 1 with 2 flyouts and a ground out, also struck out once. Fouls that one back, 0-1 the count. Mercado's Benavides, Van Duzer, top 3 in the order for CUC. Mariotti, Brandon Tyrell, 4 through 6. Then Kaye, Paz, and Foul, 7 through 9. Wind in the 1-0. Misses down. Now 1-1. On the season, Benavides is hitting 306 as the 1-1 is a fastball for a called strike. Now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count to Benavides. 1 out in the Cougar half. The pitch. Breaking ball off the outside corner, and the count evens at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to count. Pitch. Swung on and grounded towards short. Fielded by Hiley, who will throw it across in time. And there's 2 away. With 2 outs now, that brings up Brian Van Duzer, the Cougar third baseman.
Third baseman, number 9, Brian Van Duzer.
Van Duzer on the season hitting an even 400. 34 for 85. Has 32 RBIs on the year, which ranks second on the team. Offering fastball that misses just down. 1-0. UW-Lacrosse has not lost back-to-back games since they lost 4 straight to open their season at the Russ Matt Central Florida Invitational, as that one's in there for a called strike. Now 1-1. This is the 4th and 5th ranked games of the season for Lacrosse. They took on 15th ranked Webster in the season opener, as that one swung on and missed by Van Duzer. Now 1-2. Lacrosse then fell to then 12th ranked Southern Maine 2-0 the following day. They lost 3-1 to second ranked Rowan out of New Jersey. Then on March 18th, as Van Duzer takes that one now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the Cougar half of the first. Kick and the 2-2 pitch. Swan and popped up, and that will be caught by the first baseman, Brady Stolzman, and the Cougars go down quietly in the first. Your score after 1 complete here in Lisle, Eagles 3, Cougars nothing. Back here in Lisle, once again, I'm CJ Sumner. Glad you could join us here. We go to the top of the second. It'll be 7-8-9 due up for the Eagles here. It'll be Jake McClellan, the catcher. Eagles pick up 3 runs on 2 hits in the first after getting shut out in game 1. First pitch from Launschlager is a fastball up for a ball, 1-0. McClellan went 0 for 3 in game 1. 2 flyouts and a strikeout as he fouls that one off. Now 1-1. He took a beating behind the plate as well. Took a couple off the face mask early in the game that he had to get looked at by the trainers. 1-1 the count on him here from Laudenschlager. See if the Cougars sophomore can settle in after giving up 3 in the first. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Now 2-1. CUC did have action in the bullpen with Zach Lidke warming in the first. We'll see if he gets loose again here in the second. Kick and the 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. Now 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike, the count. The pitch swung on and missed. He changed speeds on him there. Count runs full at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Laudenschlager working from the third base side of the rubber. Kick and the 3-2. Fastball lined into center field. Going back is Tyrell, still running, and it's over his head into center field. McClellan will cruise into second, and it's a leadoff double for the Eagles here in the second inning. Leadoff runner aboard here for the Eagles in the second, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Alex Robson. Robson went 0 for 2 in game 1 with a flyout and a groundout. Was also walked once. Runner in scoring position here with nobody out here in the Eagle half of the second. Robson, a 300 hitter with runners in scoring position this season. Shows bunt. First pitch breaking ball, a called strike. On the outside corner, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike the count. Tommy Nelson waiting on deck. The 1 pitch. Bunted at on the third base side. Laudenschlager will give way to Van Duzer. Nice play on the run on a good sack bunt there by Robson. Puts a runner at third now with 1 out here in the Eagle half of the second.
Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 32, Tommy Nelson.
Batter now will be the right fielder, Tommy Nelson. 1 out here in the Lacrosse half of the second. With a runner at third, corners are up for CUC. First pitch from Laudenschlager is looped into left, a base hit. Eagles make it 4-0 on the single by Nelson. As McClellan comes in to score. Bases with a runner on now, and it brings up the top of the order for Lacrosse. It'll be Zach Carney. He walked his first time up. First pitch, breaking ball in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike from Laudenschlager. Carney came into the series hitting .301 on the season. The 0-1 pitch, runner goes in the dirt as Paz blocked it, and it'll be a stolen base for Nelson, and a runner in scoring position once again here for the Eagles. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. 1 out in the second. Kick and the 1-1. Swan and fouled off, and the count moves to 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count here on Kearney. Launschlager with the long look in, gets his sign from Paz. Kicks and the 1-2. Swung on and missed. He got him upstairs with a fastball, and there's 2 outs in the inning. With 2 outs now, that brings up the shortstop, number 19, Nate Hiley. Hiley's 0 for 1 here in Game 2. He grounded out to third his first time up. Already the second time through the order here for the Eagles. First offering is a breaking ball that's fouled off the first base side, which houses UW-Lacrosse. Under the lights here on a chilly night in Lisle. Cougars took the opener 3-0 behind a nearly flawless outing by Noah Dressler. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes from Laudenschlager. Nelson, the runner at second, singled and stole a base. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball off the outside corner. Count now 1-2. This will be pitch number 50 already for Laudenschlager. Through an inning and 2/3. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Laudenschlager kicks and the pitch. Fastball up, couldn't get him to chase, now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces Wild here in the top of the second. Nelson with a decent lead at second. Kicks the 2-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed. He struck him out on a curveball. 3rd strikeout of the day for Laudenschlager, and that will do it for Lacrosse in the second. In the inning, they pick up 1 run on 2 hits. They leave a man. Your new score after 1.5. Eagles 4, Cougars nothing. Back here in Lisle, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Joel Krenz alongside me today for Game 2 of our broadcast. 4-0 Cougars trail here. As we go on to the bottom of the second, it will be Brody Mariotti to lead off for the Cougars. 4-5-6 due up in the inning. First pitch is grounded third base side, fielded cleanly by Schmidt, who will throw it across. Good pick there by Stolzman. And there's 1 out in the Cougar half. With 1 out now, that will bring up Connor Brandon, the left fielder. Brandon went 0 for 3 in Game 1 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout looking. First pitch misses upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Wind and the 1-0 here is upstairs. Now 2-0 to Brandon. Cook with just 7 walks in 31 innings of work this season. To go alongside 40 strikeouts, the 2-0 pitch. Upstairs, now 3-0. Three balls, no strikes to count. Brandon, a .286 hitter with the bases empty this season. 3-1 pitch misses upstairs, and Brandon draws a 4-pitch walk. With 1 out and 1 on now, that'll bring up Keegan Tyrell, the Cougar center fielder.
Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 3, Keegan Tyrell.
Tyrell went 1 for 3 in game 1 with 2 strikeouts and a triple to right center. Cougars trying to answer after the Eagles put up 4 in the first 2 innings. First pitch to Tyrell is swung on and missed. He took a big rip and came up empty. 0-1 the count. Brandon runs well at first. Pickoff attempt will send Brandon diving back. He's lucky that Cook threw that to the inside part of first base, and it had to be dug out by the first baseman, Stolzman. Otherwise, Brandon might have been picked off. He was leaning hard there. 0-1 the count here to Tyrell. Kick and the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. Now 1-1. Big thank you to Benedictine University for allowing us to come use their facility for today's doubleheader. Rain in the Chicagoland area forced the game to get pushed back. And to get both games in, you need a set of lights, and they have those. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Cook delivers. Pitch in there on the inner half for a called strike. Now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count, 1 out in the inning. Cook wants a new set of signs from McClellan. Cook now readies. Kicks the 1-2 pitch. Fastball off the inside corner. It was close. Count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the Cougar half of the second. Cook gets his sign once again. Kicks and the 2-2. Swung on and missed. He changed speeds on Tyrell there. First strikeout of the day for Cook, and there's 2 away in the Cougar half. Batter now will be Mateo Kaye, the Cougar designated hitter.
The designated hitter, number 16, Mateo Kaye.
Kaye went 0 for 2 with a walk in game 1. On the season, Kaye a .481 hitter, making his 17th start of the year. Brandon still at first, who drew a 1-out walk. First pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Brandon with a short lead over at first. Cook will take a quick look at him over there. No balls, 1 strike the count. To Kaye. Cook kicks, runner goes. 0-1 pitch is grounded foul down the third base line. Now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. .330 down the left field line here in Lisle. .360 and .340 to the corner, to the alleyways. 315 with a higher fence down the right field line and 402 to dead center. Chilly night here in Lisle. Kick in the 0-2 pitch. Fastball is high. Snap throw down to first, not in time as Brandon goes diving back. One ball, 2 strikes to count, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Cougars in the home whites. Batting as a home team for both times today. Kick in the 1-2. Swan and spoiled foul by Kaye to stay alive. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Wind blowing out to right here. Overcast over skies here in Lisle. The 1-2 pitch. Runner goes, and it'll be spoiled foul and into the Lacrosse dugout. We'll do it again at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Lacrosse coming into game 2, 15-10 overall. CUC winners of 24 straight games. Kick and the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses upstairs, and the count levels at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces Wild in the bottom of the second. Cook getting this sign from McClellan behind the dish. Quick check on Brandon over at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Cook with the long look in. Gets his sign, now sets. Kicks the 2-2. Swung on and missed. He blew a fastball right by him off the outside corner. And that will do it for the Cougars in the second. In the inning, no runs, no hits. They leave 1. We're through 2 here in Lisle of game 2 of our doubleheader. Eagles 4, Cougars nothing.
Eagles, third baseman number 16, Brennan Schmidt.
Back here in Lisle once again. Top of inning number 3 here. Eagles leading this one 4-0. It will be Brennan Schmidt to lead off the third. 4 runs on 4 hits thus far as the first pitch fastball misses outside. Launschlager still on the pitch for CUC. Schmidt is 1 for 1 here in game 2. Had an RBI single back in the first. 1-0 pitch misses outside. Now 2-0. I'd assume the leash would be very short on Launschlager here in the third. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Kick and the pitch. In there for a called strike on the inner half, now 2-1. Two balls, one strike the count. The pitch in there for a called strike, now 2-2. Two balls, two strikes. Launschlager gets his sign from Paz, now readies. Kicks in the 2-2. Swan and hit back up the middle for a base hit. Fifth hit of the game for Lacrosse. Schmidt is 2 for 2 with two singles. Batter now will be Carson Youngquist, the designated hitter. Youngquist launched a no-doubt homer to left center last time up, which was his third homer of the season. Leadoff man on here for Lacrosse once again. First pitch is high and away for ball one. Lacrosse has had the leadoff batter on in each of the first 3 innings now. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Launschlager with the long look in. Youngquist, the runner at first. Kick in the pitch. Misses up, now 2-0. Lidke is ready in the Cougar bullpen. You'd assume this would be Youngquist would be the last hitter for Launschlager if he can reach. Cougars already find themselves in a 4-0 deficit. The 2-0 pitch. Swan and hit well to left. Coming in for it and making the catch will be Connor Brandon, and there's one away. With 1 out now, that will bring up the first baseman, Brady Stolzman.
The first baseman, number 34, Brady Stolzman.
Stolzman is 0 for 1 here in Game 2. He struck out back in the first. Stolzman came into today hitting .409, making his 6th start of the year here in Game 2. Runner goes. Breaking ball, Swan, and miss. Paz throw down to second is not there. I don't know if it was going to be there in time, but Benavidez was unable to hold on to the ball as it came in from Paz. Count 0-1. Runner in scoring position here for Stolzman. Stolzman on the season, a .400 hitter with runners in scoring position coming into Game 2. 0-1 pitch. Good curveball there. Count now 0-2. Stolzman went 0 for 3 in Game 1 with 2 groundouts and a flyout. Launschlager wants a new set of signs, 0-2 the count. Kicks and the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He elevated a fastball. Second time Stolzman has gone down on strikes here in Game 2. 2 outs in the inning now. It'll bring up Shane Coker, the left fielder. Coker is 0 for 1 here in Game 2. He popped out to short last time up. Launschlager trying to work around a leadoff single here in the third. First pitch curveball called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Four strikeouts on the day for Launschlager. No balls, 1 strike to count. Kick in the 0-1. Inside, and he hit him. I'll put runners at first and second now with 2 away. With two outs now, the batter will be number 4, Jake McClellan, the catcher.
The catcher, number
McClellan is 1 for 1. He doubled a center last time up. Two outs here in the third. 4-0 Eagles lead it. Trying to add on more. Offering is down and away for ball one. McClellan on the season with runners in scoring position is hitting .391. 1-0 the count here from Laudenschlager. Lickey ready in the Cougar bullpen if needed. 1-0 pitch. Fastball outside, now 2-0. My guess this would be the last inning for Laudenschlager regardless. Now it's 66 pitches on the day. If he can get you through the first three, you have a well-rested bullpen ready to go. Kick in the 2-0. Fastball well outside, now 3-0. You'd like to try to get Lidke in with a clean inning to get a chance to settle in. But you might not have that option here. 3-0 the count here to McClellan. McClellan with 11 RBIs on the season. The 3-0 fastball catches the outside corner for strike one. McClellan with just 2 extra base hits on the season. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Schmidt, the runner at second, who led off the inning with a single. Coker at first, the 3-1. Good pitch there, swung on and missed, and the count runs full at 3-2. Runners will get a head start here with 2 outs and a full count. Laudenschlager trying to get through the third. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kick and the payoff pitch. Breaking ball called strike 3. A big pitch there from Laudenschlager, and that will do it for the Eagles in the third. In the inning, no runs on 1 hit. They leave 2. Score remains Eagles 4, Cougars nothing after 2.5. Back here in Lisle, Illinois, once again, as the first pitch is swung on and fouled straight back by Abe Paz. 0-1 the count. We play on into the bottom of inning number 3 here in Lisle. Cougars trailing the Eagles 4-0. As that one is a called strike, now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Wind and the 0-2 pitch. Misses upstairs, now 1-2. Paz on the season is hitting .351 for CUC, making his 11th start of the season. No balls, 2 strikes. Cooks worked quickly through the first 2 innings. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed as Paz goes down on a breaking pitch for out number 1. With 1 out now, that brings up Matt Fouth, the right fielder. Fouth went 1 for 3 in the opener with a double down the left field line. Wind and the 0-0 pitch. Misses off the inside corner for ball 1. One ball, no strike, the count. The pitch. Swung and grounded sharply through the third base coach's box, and the count levels at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, the count, 1 out in the inning. Wind down the 1-1. Breaking ball, a good one there on the outside corner for strike 2. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball down in the dirt. And count levels at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the Cougar half of the third. CUC still looking for their first hit. The Cougars didn't pick up their first hit of game 1 until the 4th. The 2-2. Grounded line left side. Throw over will be in time. They said it was not initially caught by the third baseman, Schmidt, but he throws Fouth out anyway. 2 outs in the inning. That'll turn the lineup over. It'll be Jose Mercado. Mercado is 0 for 1 here in game 2. He grounded out to second his first time up. Mercado has reached twice on the day, was hit by a pitch in the third and stole a base. Then he walked in the 8th. 2 outs in the third. First pitch, breaking ball in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. A 1 pitch just misses, and the count evens at 1-1. CUC, correction on an earlier comment. CUC didn't get their first hit until a Justin Rodriguez single in the 5th of game 1, as 1-1 misses. Now 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike to count to Mercado. Wind and the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball hit third base side. Misplayed initially by Schmidt. Throw across is in time to get the speedy Mercado, and that will do it for the Cougars in the third. In the inning, no runs, no hits, nobody left. Your score after 3 here in Lisle, Lacrosse 4, Cougars nothing. Back here in Lyle, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. Top of inning number 4, new pitcher on for the Cougars is Zach Lidke as he delivers strike 1 as we play on into the top of the 4th here. Lidke making his 6th appearance of the season, has a 4.7 ERA, has thrown 7 2/3 innings as 0-1 isn't down in the dirt. Has allowed 7 hits, 3 walks, and struck out 10. Opponents hitting .250 against him. One ball, one strike to count. The pitch in the dirt. Now 2-1. Batter is Alex Robson, the second baseman. Laid down a sac bunt his first time up. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Leakey coming into a game with CUC trailing 4-0. 2-1 pitch is high. Now 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Leakey winds the pitch. Ground ball, third base side, just foul down the third base line. It was close. Count now full at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Wind in the payoff pitch. Fastball well outside for ball 4. And the leadoff man is aboard for the 4th straight inning. With a man on, it will bring up the number 9 batter, Tommy Nelson.
Right fielder number 32, Tommy Nelson.
Nelson had an RBI single to left and stole a base back in the second. One on, nobody out here in the top of the 4th. The pitch, bunted at and foul. 0-1 the count. Lacrosse, a team that loves to play small ball, and CUC is no strangers to that. CUC's met up with Lacrosse 10 times since the 2012 season. No balls, 1 strike to count here. The 0-1 pitch, bunted at and fouled off once again. Count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Leakey gets his sign from Paz, now readies. Kicks the 0-2 delivery. Breaking ball swung on and missed. He struck him out. 4 out number 1. Big first out of the inning for Lidke and the Cougars.
Center fielder number 8, Zach Carney.
That'll turn the lineup over and bring up Zach Carney, the center fielder. Carney is 0 for 1 here in Game 2. He walked in the first and struck out in the second. 1 on, 1 out. 0-0 delivery. Swan and fouled straight back and out of play, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to count. Leakey gets his sign, kicks the 0-1 pitch. Good breaking ball on the inside corner, and it's quickly 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the Lacrosse half of the 4th. Robson led off the inning with a walk. The 0-2 pitch. Swan and lifted into center field. Playable for Tyrell. He'll move a few steps in and make the catch, and there's 2 away. Two outs now in the Lacrosse half. The batter will be the shortstop, Nate Hiley.
Number 19, Nate Hiley.
Hiley is 0 for 2 here in Game 2. He grounded out to third in the first and struck out in the second. 0-0 delivery from Licky. Misses off the outside corner for ball one. One ball, no strikes to count, 2 outs in the inning. Licky kicks the 1-0. Good breaking ball there to level the count at 1-1. One ball, one strike to count. Robson with a short lead over at first. Kick and the 1-1. Fastball misses well away. Now 2-1. Two balls, one strike to count, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Licky kicks the 2-1. Fastball misses just down. Now 3-1. See if Lacrosse wants to get a man in motion here with a 3-1 count and 2 away in the inning. Kick in the 3-1. Swan and lifted into right. Back goes Fouth at the track, and it's off the wall. Fouth gets it in quickly. The runner will be held at third as that ball just stayed in the park. Had hit the upper part of the wall in right, where the right field is where it's higher here at the Benedictine Sports Complex. CUC catches a break there. Runners now at second and third with 2 away. With 2 outs, Robson must not have gotten a very good read on it off the bat, but with 2 outs, he should have been running on the crack of the bat. You would have thought he could have scored pretty easily. Either way, CUC catches a break. The batter will be Brennan Schmidt, the third baseman. Schmidt is 2 for 2 here in Game 2 with an RBI single in the first and a single in the third. As he fouls that one off, 0-1 the count. This could be a big batter here in this ball game. CUC trying to keep close here, trailing 4-0 in the fourth. Schmidt, a .366 hitter with runners in scoring position, as that one's grounded to Mariotti at first. He will take it himself, and the Cougars escape trouble in the fourth. In the inning for UW-Lacrosse, they get no runs on 1 hit. They leave 2 on. Your score after 3.5 here in Lisle. Eagles 4, Cougars nothing. Back here in Lisle, once again, I'm CJ Sumner. Glad you could join us here. Going to the bottom of inning number 4, it'll be Braden Benavides the leadoff for the Cougars. Benavides, Van Duzer, Mariotti due up 2-3-4. Cougars still looking for their first hit of the ballgame as a fastball misses upstairs. Benavides is 0 for 1. He grounded out to short back in the first. Wind and the 1-0, well upstairs. Now 2-0 to the Cougars' second baseman. Cooks pitched well here. The 1-0. Swan and lifted high into the night sky behind third base. calling for it is the shortstop, Hiley, who will make a tough catch for out number 1. With 1 out now, that'll bring up Brian Van Duzer, the third baseman. Van Duzer is 0 for 1 here in Game 2. He popped out to first, his first time up. First pitch, breaking ball, misses down away for ball 1. Wind and the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Van Duzer took a big rip and came up empty. Now 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to count. Kick and the 1-1. Fastball called strike on the outside corner at the knees. Pitcher's pitch right there. Now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Kick and the pitch. Fastball this time just misses off the outside corner, and the count levels at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Cook winds, and the delivery. Down and away. Count runs full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count. Payoff pitch to Van Duzer. Swung on and missed. He blew a fastball by him for the second out of the inning. With 2 outs now, that'll bring up the Cougar first baseman and Brody Mariotti. Mariotti grounded out to second base back in the second inning. Oh, pitch to Mariotti, called strikeout on the outside corner, 0-1. Cook last appeared on the 14th for Lacrosse. He pitched 7 innings as this one's lifted into the night sky in shallow right. Wind pushing it deeper, and making the catch is the right fielder Nelson, and the Cougars go down in order once again. In the inning for CUC, no runs, no hits, nobody left. We're through 4 here in Lisle. Your score remains Eagles 4, Cougars nothing. Back here in Lisle, once again, I'm CJ Sullivan. Glad you could join us here. Top of inning number 5, Eagles leading the Cougars 4-0. Licky on for his second inning of work as that one swung on and missed for strike 1. Connor Youngquist to lead off for the Eagles here in the 5th. Youngquist is 1 for 2. here in game 2 with a deep home run off the light pole in left center. He also flew out to left. Wind and the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Count now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Licky getting his sign from Abe Paz behind the dish. Kick and the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt will level the count at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Kick and the pitch. Breaking ball lifted foul and out of play on the first base side. And we'll do it again at 2-2. Closing the book on Laudenschlager for the day. He went 3 innings, allowed 4 earned runs on 5 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts, as that one's fouled off once again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count remains. Licky gets a sign, winds, and deals a 2-2 breaking ball, spoiled once again. Youngquist staying alive here. He had just one of 4 UW-Lacrosse hits in game 1. Already hit a 2-run shot in this one, as this one's popped foul and right into the Lacrosse dugout on the first base side. Wind howling out to right here in Lisle. Fans bundled up as much as possible here. Enjoying a very well-played doubleheader thus far. CUC took the opener 3-0. Noah Dressler throwing 8 innings. Tobin picking up his 4th save of the year, the 2-2. Swung on and in and out of the glove of Paz. He'll have to go down to first to secure the out. And there's 1 out in the 5th. 1 out in the 5th. And that will bring up Brady Stolzman, the first baseman. First time in game 2 that CUC has gotten the leadoff batter out of Lacrosse. Stolzman, the batter now. He's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Licky winds, 0-0 pitch. Grounded left side, and that will be gloved by Mercado. Throw across will be not in time. And it will be an infield single for Stolzman. More impressive that Mercado even got to that ball. So a runner on with 1 out here in the 5th for Lacrosse. It'll be Shane Coker, the batter now. He's 0 for 1 here in game 2. Popped out to short in the 1st and was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Licky working out of the stretch. First pitch misses off the outside corner for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Licky gets his sign, now readies. And he'll step off. Something you don't see all the time. Head coach Chris Schwartz of this Lacrosse team gives signs to everybody on the field from the first base dugout. 1-0 the count here. Runner goes. Swung on. It's a hit and run on for Lacrosse. Executed perfectly as Mercado broke towards second. So that'll put runners at first and second with 1 out here in the Lacrosse half. With 2 on and 1 out now, it'll be Jake McClellan, the catcher, due up. McClellan is 1 for 2 here in game 2. He doubled to center in the 2nd and went down looking on a curveball in the 3rd. Stick around after the game. We'll have head coach Mike Stosky up here to talk about today's doubleheader following the conclusion of game 2. Oh, pitch, bunt shown, laid down in front of the mound. Lickey's going to third, and he threw it away. Down the left field line, 1 run is in. It was the right play. It was the right aggressive play, but he threw it up and away. Van Duzer should have caught it, you thought, but he was late getting there. So an error on the play will put runners in scoring position, making it 5-0 Lacrosse. One run in the inning for Lacrosse. Lickey finds himself in a jam. Lacrosse with 5 runs on 9 hits. It's the first error by CUC. First pitch misses down and away for ball 1. Two on, 1 out. 1 out, or 1-0 the count here. One ball, no strikes to count. Batter is Alex Robson, the second baseman, as that one misses down. Now 2-0. Robson is 0 for 0 here in game 2. Laid down a sacrifice bunt back in the second and walked in the fourth. 2-0 the count here. Runners on second and third. Lacrosse threatening for more. This one lifted into left center. Tyrell, positioned well, will make the catch. It'll be a sac fly as the runner scores easily, and it's 6-0 UWL here in the 5th. With a runner on second and 2 outs now, that'll bring up Tommy Nelson, the right fielder. He is 1 for 2 here in game 2. Had an RBI single to left and stole a base in the second and struck out on a breaking ball in the fourth. First pitch from Lickey is a big curveball for a called strike, 0-1. CUC will have 5, 6, 7 due up in the bottom half of the inning. No balls, 1 strike to count. Kick and the 0-1. Called strike on a breaking pitch, now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. Kick and the 0-2. Just misses as Paz couldn't hold on. Now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Just the third time this season CUC has given up 6 or more runs. The 1-2 pitch. Just misses inside. The count levels at 2-2. CUC gave up 9 runs in a win against Spalding, which was game 2 of this winning streak way back in Louisville. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild here in the top of the 5th. Kick and a breaking ball. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Good pitch there from Lickey. In the inning for Lacrosse, they pick up 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 Cougar error, and they leave 1 on. Your score after 4.5. Eagles 6, Cougars nothing. Back in here in Lisle once again. As we head to the bottom of the fifth, Connor Brandon to lead off for the Cougars as he takes strike one. Brandon is 0 for 0 here in game two. He walked back in the second. The 0-1 pitch is lifted foul and out of play on the first base side. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Wind in the 0-2. Fastball high and away for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Wind in the 1-2. Breaking ball, spoiled foul, and we'll do it again at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Cook winds, 1-2 pitch. Fastball upstairs, and the count levels at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Cougars need to get some offense going, trailing 6-0 here in the bottom of the fifth. As the 2-2 breaking ball is hit left side, fielded by the third baseman, Schmidt, who will throw across in time, and there's one away. With one out now, they'll bring up Keegan Tyrell, the center fielder. Tyrell is 0 for 1 here in game two. He struck out back in the second. Tyrell on the season for CUC coming into game two is a .227 hitter. First pitch breaking ball in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Kick in the pitch. Fastball blew it by him off the outside corner. Now 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. 1 out here in the Cougar fifth. Kick in the 1-1. Fastball swung on and missed. Tyrell was late once again. Now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Cook winds and the 1-2 pitch. Fastball just misses off the outside corner. It was close. Now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Cook winds and delivers. Called strike 3. I had a pitch at the knees. Tyrell goes down looking for the second out of the inning. Batter now will be Mateo Kaye, the designated hitter. Five strikeouts on the day for Cook. Came in leading this team with 40 strikeouts on the year. 0-2 pitch, or excuse me, the 0-0 pitch is down in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. CUC looking to get anything going offensively here in the fifth. Cook's been cruising. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball called strike on the outside corner, and the count evens at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, driven to right, back at the warning track, and caught by the right fielder, Tommy Nelson. Kaye gave it a ride, but Nelson's there. 9 straight set down in order by Cook. We're through 5 here in Lisle. Eagles 6, Cougars nothing. Back here in Lisle once again, I'm CJ Sumner. Glad you could join us here as we go to the top of the sixth. For the Eagles, it will be the top of the order due up Zach Carney to lead off. Carney is 0 for 2 in game one as he pops this one up. One pitch, one out as it's caught in foul ground by Brody Mariotti. One away.
Shortstop number 19, Nate Hiley.
With one out now, that'll bring up Nate Hiley, the shortstop. Hiley is 1 for 3 here in game two. Grounded out in the first, struck out in the second, and doubled off the right field wall in the fourth. 0-1 the count. Wind and the 0-1. Swan and lifted down the right field line, hooking into the corner. Fouled on the run, and he was unable to make the catch. Down in the corner, running hard the whole way was Hiley. Throw to third will get away, and Hiley will hold at third as Licky was there. So it'll be a triple to right for Hiley. And a runner at third with one away here for Lacrosse.
Third baseman number 16, Brennan Schmidt.
With one out and a runner at third now, it'll bring up Brennan Schmidt, the third baseman. Schmidt is 2 for 3 here in game two. Has 2 singles. He had an RBI single in the first, single in the third, and grounded out to first unassisted in the fourth. First pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt, 1-0. CUC with the middle infield back, corners up for the Cougars. Licky winds the 1-0. In there for a called strike on the outer half, now 1-1. Surprised that Coach Mike Stosky is leaving the middle infielders back. Trailing 6-0, you don't want to take the risk of getting any farther behind. Wind is blowing out, though, as that breaking ball is a called strike on the inside corner, now 1-2. This is a UW-Lacrosse team that came into the doubleheader with a 3.78 team ERA. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Wind and the 1-2. Breaking ball is chopped foul, and we'll keep the count here. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Licky gets a sign from Paz. Winds and delivers. Fastball, spoiled foul straight back. We'll do it again at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Licky gets his sign and delivers the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for the second out of the inning. A big strikeout there by Lidkey. And there's 2 outs in the inning.
Designated hitter number 10, Carson Youngquist.
With 2 outs now, they'll bring up Carson Youngquist, the designated hitter. Youngquist is 1 for 3 here in game two. He homered back in the first. Flew out to left in the third and struck out in the fifth. First pitch is in the dirt and blocked by Paz, 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Wind and the pitch. Swung on and missed at a pitch up in the zone. Now 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the Lacrosse half of the sixth. Licky winds to 1-1. Swung on and pop foul out of play on the right side. Count now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count, 2 outs in the inning. Wind and the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball lifted down the right field side, but it'll drift foul and out of play. And we'll do it again at 1-2. Brady Stolzman waiting on deck if Youngquist can reach. One ball, two strikes. Kick and the pitch. Breaking ball line down the right field side, and it will go foul once again. Count remains 1-2. Hiley, the runner at third, triple down in the right field corner. Lickey trying to keep it at a 6-run deficit for the Cougars. Wind and the 1-2 pitch. Fastball elevated. Couldn't get him a chase, now 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. Wind and the pitch. Breaking ball down in the way. Count runs full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Youngquist, the designated hitter for the Eagles. Wind and the 3-2 pitch. Swan and hit down the left field line, and this will go down into the corner. It'll be 7-0 Eagles as Youngquist will cruise into second with a stand-up 2-out double. It's been all Eagles here in Game 2 as they make it 7-0. 7 runs on 11 hits. Batter now will be Brady Stolzman, the first baseman. Stolzman is 1 for 3 here in Game 2. Struck out in the first and third innings and singled through the left side in the fifth. First pitch, fastball is high and tight for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to count. Lickey kicks the 1-0. Bounces in the dirt now 2-0 to Stolzman. CUC starting to get action again in the bullpen down in left field. 2-0 the count. 24-game winning streak in serious jeopardy here in the top of the 6th. Two balls, no strikes. The pitch. High and tight, and it runs to 3-0. Three balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Lickey kicks the 3-0. Fastball misses high, and he walked him on 4 pitches. And head coach Mike Stosky wants to go out and have a word with his pitcher. We'll take a break real quick. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Back here in Lisle, once again, glad you could join us here for today's doubleheader. 7-0 Eagles lead it here as the Cougars get action down in the bullpen. 7 runs on 11 hits for the Eagles. With runners on first and second and 2 out now, the batter will be Shane Coker, the left fielder. Coker is 1 for 2 here in Game 2. Popped out to short in the first, was hit by a pitch in the third, and singled through the left side on a hit and run in the fifth. 0-0 offering is swung on and missed. Good breaking ball there. 0-1 the count. Coker, a .400 hitter with runners in scoring position on the season for UW-Lacrosse. Kick and the 0-1. Called strike, and Licky's well ahead now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Licky trying to get out of the 6th. Kick and the 0-2 pitch off the outside corner, now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count from Licky to Coker. Kick and the 1-2. Off the outside corner and down. Now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Kick and the 2-2. Swan and lifted down the left field side. Runner coming around third is going to score easily as the throw gets cut off, and it's 8-0 UW-Lacrosse. Second hit of the ball game for Coker. 8-0 Lacrosse here in the 6th. Batter now will be the catcher, Jake McClellan. McClellan is 1 for 2 here in game 2. Had a double to center in the 2nd as that one's fouled off. Struck out looking in the 3rd and then laid down a sack bunt and reached on an error in the 5th. No balls, 1 strike to count. The pitch misses up, now 1-1. Cougars have a lefty. It's Anthony Rogers getting ready down in the bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at first and second with 2 away. The 1-1 pitch. Check swung, and he went, and it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 6th. Kick and the 1-2. Swan and lifted into shallow center. Long run Tyrell, and he's unable to get there. Runner coming home and will score, and it's 9-0 Lacrosse. The Eagles continue to add on 9-0 here in the 6th. Matches the highest run total CUC's given up all season.
Baseman number 28, Alex Robson.
9 runs on 13 hits here for the Eagles. Runners still at first and second here with 2 away. This one Swan and hit through the left side, a base hit. Runner coming around third is trying to score. Throw will be high, and it's 10-0 Eagles. The hits keep on coming with 2 outs. That's 4 hits, RBI hits with 2 outs in the inning, along with a walk. 10-0 Eagles, and we're going to get a Cougar pitching change. We'll take a break, get you set up with the new pitcher in just a few moments. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Yeah, knowing this team.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Back here in Lisle once again. New pitcher for the Cougars is Anthony Rogers, left-handed sophomore for the Cougars. He will face the right-handed hitting Tommy Nelson. First pitch from Rogers hits Nelson right in the foot. And the bases are loaded here with 2 outs. Setting up Rogers now with the bases loaded. On the season, Rogers has a 0 ERA, making his 4th appearance. Has thrown 2 1/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, struck out 2. Opponents hitting .300 against him. Trying to stop the bleeding here in the top of the 6th. Cougars trailing 10-0. 0-0 pitch is high and away with the fastball for ball 1. Batter now is Zach Carney, the center fielder. Lacrosse is batted around here in the 6th. One 0 pitch is on the inside corner for a called strike. Carney on the day is 0 for 3 in game 2. Walked in the first, struck out in the second, flew out to center in the 4th, and popped out to first in the 6th. The 1-1 pitch. Upstairs, now 2-1 from Rogers. Cougars getting more action down in the bullpen. 2 balls, 1 strike the count from Rogers. Rogers steps off looking for a new set of signs. 2 balls, 1 strike. 4 hits, a walk, and a hit batter, all with 2 outs have allowed runs to score. 2 balls, 2 strikes after that one was fouled off. 2 outs. Rogers trying to put an end to the Eagle half of the 6th. 4 runs in already. Kick and the 2-2. Breaking ball, chopped foul, and we'll do it again. Two balls, 2 strikes. The count to Carney. Bases loaded here for the Eagle center fielder. Rogers gets his sign already. Kicks the 2-2. Down in the dirt, blocked by Paz, and the count runs full. Base runners will get a head start here with 2 outs and a full count. Carney on the season with the bases loaded is 1 for 5. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Chris Woods ready in the Cougar bullpen. Kick and the 3-2 pitch has swung on and missed as Rogers is able to put an end to the Eagle half of the 6th. In the inning for the Eagles, they pick up 4 runs on 5 hits. They leave them loaded. We're through 5.5 here in Lisle. It's Eagles 10, Cougars nothing. Back here in Lisle, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. Abe Paz, the leadoff for the Cougars as we play on into the bottom of the sixth. Cougars trailing 10-0. First pitch is swung on and fouled straight back by Paz, who is 0 for 1 here in Game 2. He struck out in a curveball back in the third. Cook has just faced one over the minimum here for the Eagles, as a 1-0 pitch is hit well into left, but playable for the left fielder, Coker, who will make the catch. And there's one away. Cook has now sat down 10 in a row for the Eagles. Batter now will be the right fielder, Matt Fouth. Fouth grounded out to third back in the third inning. Offering, showing bunt and pulling back is Fouth for a called strike, 0-1. No balls, one strike, one away. Cook kicks and the pitch. Just misses, it was close. Now 1-1. Cook now at 70 pitches through 5 1/3 innings of work. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball this time on the outside corner. Now 1-2. Mercado waiting on deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kick and the pitch. Fastball just misses. That was close to take. Now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to count to Fouth. Cook gets his sign from McClellan. Winds and the 2-2. Swan is spoiled foul, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Fouth. Cook gets his sign and the pitch. In the dirt, and they are said Fouth was able to check his swing, and the count goes full at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Lone base runner of the day for CUC was a Connor Brandon walk in the second. Cook winds the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He blew a fastball by him up in the zone. And there's 2 away in the Cougar half. With 2 outs now, that'll bring up Jose Mercado, the shortstop. Mercado is 0 for 2 here in game 2. Has grounded out to second in the first and grounded out to third in the third. 2 outs in the Cougar half of the 6th. CUC trailing 10-0. First pitch to Mercado. Ground ball third base side. Fielded cleanly by Schmidt, who will throw it across in plenty of time. That is 12 straight retired now for Cook. Your score after 6, 10-0 Lacrosse here in Lisle. Back here in Lisle, once again, Anthony Rogers on for his first full inning of work. It'll be Nate Hiley to lead off. He tripled down in the right field corner back last inning. He's 2 for 4 here in game 2. 1-1 the count to him here. Kick and the 0-1 pitch. Ran inside, nearly hit him. Now 1-1. CUC will be back in action on Saturday afternoon when they take on conference foe MSOE. First pitch is at 12 noon. You can always find all the live links. If you can't make it to the games, at CUCougars.com. 1 ball, 1 strike the count from Rogers to Hiley. Kick and the 1-1. Called strike on the low outside corner, and the count's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes the count. Kick and the pitch. Breaking ball ran inside, and the count evens at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Kick and the pitch. Down in the dirt and blocked by Paz, and the count runs full at 3-2. Lacrosse with 10 runs on 14 hits in the ballgame. Three balls, 2 strikes the count from Rogers. Lefty kicks the full count pitch. Just misses off the outside corner, and the leadoff man is aboard in the Lacrosse 7th. With a man on and nobody out, that brings up Brennan Schmidt, the third baseman. Schmidt is 2 for 4 in game 2. Had an RBI single back in the first, single in the third, grounded out to first unassisted in the fourth, and struck out last inning. Oh, pitch from Rogers is a fastball that's swung on and missed at the belt, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to count. Kick and the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed on another fastball, and it's quickly 0-2. No balls, 2 strike the count. Rogers gets his sign, now sets. Kicks the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Paz, now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes the count. Nobody out in the top of the 7th for the Lacrosse Eagles. Kick and the 1-2. Swan and missed. He struck him out with the heater for the first out of the inning. Second strikeout for Rogers. With 1 out now, that'll bring up the designated hitter, number 10, Carson Youngquist. Youngquist is 2 for 4 here in Game 2. Homered, hit a 2-run homer back in the first, flew out in the third, struck out in the 5th, and doubled to left in the 6th. Pitch is popped up on the infield. Calling for it and unable to make the catch is Van Duzer. They'll go to second, though, to get the runner. So it will go down as a fielder's choice, 5-6. And there's 2 outs in the inning. With 2 outs in the inning now, it will bring up Brady Stolzman. First pitch, Swan, and fouled straight back, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike the count. Stolzman is 1 for 3 in Game 2. Has struck out twice as he takes strike 2 right there. He's gone down on strikes twice, singled back in the 5th, and was walked in the 6th. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. CUC will have 2-3-4 due up in the bottom half of the 7th as the 0-2 pitch misses down and in. One ball, 2 strikes to count. 2 outs in Lacrosse half of the 7th. Kick and the 1-2. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Third strikeout for Rogers, and that will do it for the Eagles in the 7th. In the inning, no runs on, no hits. They leave 1 on. Your score after 6.5. Eagles 10, Cougars nothing. Back here in Lisle once again. Glad you could join us here all night long. Cougar baseball action brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. 2-3-4 due up for the Cougars in the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Braden Benavidez to lead off. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out to short and popped out to short. First pitch from Cook is off the handle of the bat of Benavidez, and it's 0-1 the count. Cook is sat down 14 in a row. CUC getting their lone base runner back on a walk in the second inning. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and fouled off, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count to Benavides. Cook winds and the 0-2 pitch. Down and away for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. Cook winds and deals. Breaking ball down in the dirt, and the count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out in the Cougar half of the 7th. Wind and the 2-2. Misses down and in, and the count runs full to Benavides. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out in the Cougar half of inning number 7. Cook's been dominant here for Lacrosse. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He blew a fastball by him on the inside corner. Seventh strikeout of the day for Cook. The batter now will be Brian Van Duzer, the third baseman. Van Duzer is 0 for 2. Popped out to first in the first and struck out on a fastball back in the fourth. First pitch swinging, and he skies this one into shallow left center. Calling for it and unable to make the catch is the center fielder, Carney. But an error will put a runner on second for CUC. So an error puts CUC on. And we will have a change for Lacrosse. It will be a new left fielder going in. It'll be Parker Plume, number 13, going out to left. Batter now will be Brody Mariotti with 1 away. Van Duzer standing on second. Mariotti is 0 for 2. He is grounded out to second and flown out to right. Van Duzer, the first base runner for CUC since the second inning. First pitch to Mariotti from Cook is down away for ball 1. One ball, no strike, the count. 1 out in the Cougar half of the 7th. Cook gets his sign, now readies. Kicks and the 1-0. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Mariotti chased that one up. Count now 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out in the Cougar half of the 7th. On a chilly night here in Lisle with the wind blowing out to right. Mariotti had a solo home run for CUC in game 1. That came in the 7th. The 1-1 pitch. Swan and missed. He chased a breaking ball in the dirt. Now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Connor Brandon waiting on deck. Cook gets his sign, now readies. Kicks and the 1-2. Swan and missed. A good breaking ball there. Mariotti goes down on strikes, and there's 2 away in the 7th. 8th strikeout for Cook in the ballgame. Better now be Connor Brand in the left fielder. 2 outs to Brandon. Van Duzer, the runner at second. Offering. Breaking ball hit high into center field. Back at the wall and making the catch is the center fielder, Carney, and that's your ball game. A no-hitter for Connor Cook. What a performance by the righty for Lacrosse here in Game 2. Cook goes the distance, a no-hitter. The junior from Roselle pitching in his home state. No hits, the number 1 ranked Cougars. CUC sees their winning streak come to an end at 24 games. Final totals here in Game 2 of our doubleheader for UW-Lacrosse. 10 runs on 13 hits, 1 error, and 10 left on. For the Cougars, no runs on no hits, 1 error, and 2 left on. Cook picks up his 4th win of the year, facing 2 above the minimum in 7 innings of work. For CUC, Laudenschlager takes the loss. Now 3-1. CUC now 24-2 overall. They will be back in action on Saturday against MSUE. Lacrosse now 16-10 overall as they will return to conference play this weekend. Thank you for tuning in. This weekend we'll have head coach Mike Stosky coming up in just a few moments. We'll take a quick break. Cougar Baseball brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Thank you for coming out this afternoon.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Back here in Lisle, once again, I'm CJ Sellner here with head coach Mike Stosky following the doubleheader split with UW-Lacrosse. Coach, not a whole lot to say in Game 2, but let's start with Game 1. Noah Dressler getting his first start of the year, and he came out ready to go from the opening pitch.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing that happened to us all day. It was awesome to watch him compete because we are going to need him, in the next month, especially when we get into playoff baseball. Obviously our starters have done a really good job, and we've used Noah as like the first guy out of the pen. So for him to come out and beat a really good hitting team like that, it just shows a lot, and it's going to help us win a game down the road. So I'm so extremely proud of him, and that was my message after the game, just how much he showed up and carried us today.
You guys battled in that Game 1. Mason McMahon's a very good pitcher for that UW-Lacrosse team. Didn't have a hit through 5 innings, and you guys just battled and started chipping things away, and then got it open a little bit, and then were able to bring in Tobin for his 4th save of the year.
Yeah, we were just able to kind of weather the storm. We saw Mason last year, and he was absolutely dominant last year. He's one of the better pitchers in the country. So we knew if we weathered the storm, we played good defense, we eventually would be able to get to where we wanted to be. Brody had the big hit, and that just kind of opened everything up for us. So. It was just a matter of doing all the little things we can to stay in that game. We stayed in it long enough to make the impact.
Game 2, pitching. It's the first time that we've seen the team really not have it all across the board. It's a cold night. You can make excuses, but you know what? A loss is a loss at this point. You're 24-2. Just speak more to the winning streak, what it meant to win 24 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, that's, between the coaches that are here today, we might coach for another 100 years combined, legitimately, and never win 24 games in a row in baseball. Again, it's just not heard of. I mean, it's, you see it sometimes happen in basketball and football. Teams go on streaks like that. But in baseball, you see what happened today where we're scoring, we're averaging 12 runs a game in conference and we just get no hit. I mean, how do you account for that? You don't. It's baseball. So, it's just the message I'm going to have as soon as I get off of here with the team is that, we are 24-2, and anybody in the world would have done anything they could to take that after 26 games. So we can't focus on just this result. We have to make sure we move ahead and look towards MSOE. But the good thing is, which I think everyone probably had in the back of their head that they didn't want to say it, this loss might actually be pretty good because now we can stop talking about the streak and guys can get a little bit of taste of this. The last time we lost, we won 24 in a row. I don't think we're going to do that again, but I think you're going to see our guys come out on Saturday pretty hungry.
I think also, and to close this up, this was a regional type atmosphere. Game 1 is about as good as it's the first time since really the early part of the Florida trip that you guys have really been tested in a ball game. You guys have had a couple close ones here and there, but you never felt like you weren't in control of a game. And here, it came down to the last couple innings, and even when it was a 3-0 game when Tobin went on the hill, Lacrosse, you had to worry about them trying to come back.
Absolutely. And, I mean, that's why we scheduled these games. I knew we were scheduling them at a tough time. We're right in the middle of a bunch of doubleheaders, and we knew Lacrosse was going to be off this weekend, so we were going to see their 1 and 2, which we planned on. But that's what we need to do. We need to be challenged. We need to make sure that we're playing our game. And you're right, we haven't had too much of a challenge since Florida, so it was good to be in that game. But as you can see, we had a bunch of guys that we're going to need to step up and play for us in May, and guys like Tobin and Dressler and those guys, and they did today. So I'm really proud of the effort in Game 1. In Game 2, all I can say, and I say it all the time, man, it's baseball. And baseball happened in Game 2, and hats off to their guy who he was great. Hats off to Lacrosse, and we're rooting for him. And I hope that we get to see him again down the road.
Coach, congratulations, 24 straight wins, a program best. Cougars split the day here at UW-Lacrosse. They win the opener 3-0 and fall 10-0 in Game 2. They will be back in action on Saturday afternoon against MSOE. Cougar fans, if you can't make it out to the games, you can always find all the live links at SiouxCougars.com/coverage. You've been watching Cougar Baseball powered by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. For everybody at Concordia University Chicago, I'm CJ Sellner. Thank you for tuning in. We will talk to you on Saturday against MSOE. Have a good night.